be seated. Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 21st, and it's a B day on your schedule. Today for lunch is goat ankles and caulk. Fun fact, peanuts actually grow underground, as opposed to nuts like walnuts, almonds, etc., that grow on trees. Peanuts, along with beans and peas, belong in the single plant family. Interesting fact. And now, we're going to have our Community Service Board speeches. But before they come up, I'd just like to say we only had 2 people running this year, and they wanted to run together. So right after their speeches, we're going to vote them in by clapping. So could the runner-ups, candidates, there we go. Can the candidates come up? Yeah. Yes, both of you. Thank you. Projector, please. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, make sure you guys vote for us. Hello, everyone. I'm Isabella Nieves, but most people call me Bella, and I'm running for Community Service Board co-chairs with my awesome friend, Jocelyn Rath. I'm so grateful for this position, and though there are not many people running, this position is really vital to SEM. So I thought instead of a speech to convince you why I'm a good candidate, I would convince you to run for Community Service Board rep for your class. The Community Service Board, with help from Ms. Moore, organizes and helps students partake in community service. I've been on the board since freshman year, and it's genuinely been one of the best experiences I've had at SEM. It's incredibly rewarding and fulfilling to participate in these events, and showing them to your classmates is even more fun. I will say, it's not the most popular position to run for, but if you feel really passionate about helping others, or you have experience with community service, this is definitely the position for you. Thank you to Jocelyn, and also to everybody that's on the board for helping me throughout my experience on the board, and also thank you to Joss for running with me, and thank you guys for the experience to be in this position. I hope you guys consider running for your class rep.
Okay, hold on. Good morning, everyone. My name's Jocelyn. At a young age, I was taught the importance of giving back to our community and how one act of kindness can change someone's life. Since community service is heavily emphasized in my family, I wanted to find new ways I could help out my community. So I decided to run as Community Service Board representative at the end of my freshman year. I've held the position as Community Service Board representative ever since then, and I've loved it. What I've loved the most about being on the Community Service Board was seeing everyone's enthusiasm when it comes to helping your community. The Community Service Board as a whole is so motivated to help out in any way that they can, which I find inspiring. That's why I'm here today, running for the position of the Community Service Board co-chair. With me being a co-chair next year, you can expect the positive attitude towards community service to continue and inspiring others to give back to their community to continue as well. Thank you.
So, just like to let you know why Ms. Marlette's coming up real quick. As per the Constitution, there's only one Community Service Board chair, but that's obviously not going to happen. So Ms. Marlette needs to approve that, which she's about to do.
Yes, as we did last year, and we saw a shining example this year of how co-chairs can work together in this position, we would like to again propose that we amend the Constitution of the School Government Association to allow for the joint campaign and running of 2 students, all right? And I want to do it that way rather than by name, because ideally the SGA will maybe get this into the Constitution so we don't have to do this every year. But I think we do need to, by acclaim, clap, accept the amendment, and move forward. So I move that we clap, accept the amended Constitution, and have our 2 co-chairs for next year. Who's a Congratulations.
Congratulations. Now for the rest of today's announcements. Actually, we're not even there yet. Now we have a Passover presentation by Lauren Levy.
Good morning. Put this here. All right, so happy Passover, everybody. If you didn't know, Passover started last Friday, April 15th, and it goes until this Saturday, April 23rd. And it's really one of the most important Jewish holidays. It remembers when the Israelites, left slavery behind in Egypt when they followed Moses over 3,000 years ago. So a little bit about the holiday. When Jewish families celebrate this holiday, they read from the Haggadah, which tells the story of Passover and sets the order in which the foods are meant to be eaten, why you're eating these foods, what's the importance and the cultural significance of everything. And essentially, just to give a little bit more background than that, in Passover, when the Jews were slaves in Egypt and they followed Moses, his guidance and leadership to escape from that slavery, Moses and God brought down 10 plagues on Egypt in order to convince the Pharaoh to let them go. So the first plague was blood that would the waters would turn to blood. The second plague was frogs that would swarm the entire area. Lice, wild animals would run rampant. Pestilence would kill all of their animals. All the Egyptians would get boils on their skin. Then fiery hail would come down. Locusts would swarm. Darkness would shroud Egypt, and the last plague was the death of the firstborn. So I know this is a little heavy for morning right now. Don't worry, I'm going to move on to foods quickly, but I thought it would be important to understand these plagues. So after the Pharaoh's firstborn son had died, that's really the turning point to let them go. Anyway, on to the foods. So as you can see here, this is the traditional Seder plate. So the first and second night of the 8 days of Passover are traditional nights to hold Seders, or the celebration of Passover. And on the plate are traditional foods that have very symbolic meaning. So first is the shank bone that represents the sacrifice of a lamb at the temple. And so as the 10th plague, as we saw the death of the firstborn, well, this worked by having the angel of death, I know, again, pretty heavy, would come and pass over Egypt, and the Jewish families could protect themselves by taking the blood of a lamb and putting it on their doorway. So we honor this lamb with the shank bone on the plate. Second food is a hard-boiled egg, and so this actually symbolizes two things. The roundness of the egg symbolizes the circle of life, and the often burnt or cracked shell of the hard-boiled egg is a reminder of like the dry desert of Egypt. Third is horseradish, and for those who don't know, this is a very bitter food, and so that represents the bitterness and the harshness of the slavery that they endured, and it actually can bring tears to your eyes when you eat it. I mean, at least the ones we get, it's very strong. So this remembers the pain of slavery. Another one are greens, which can be parsley or celery, just anything that is a green vegetable like that, to represent the freshness of spring. The charoset is a mix of apples, wine, nuts, and cinnamon, and this represents the mortar used by the Hebrew slaves to make bricks when they were building things in Egypt. And it's like a paste. It's very sticky, so it's the symbolic of the mortar. And also, I think it's the last one, the bitter herbs, which typically is lettuce, represents, again, the bitterness and harshness that they endured. In addition to food, they also, Jewish families use salt water to dunk the egg, bitter herbs, and greens into, which represents the tears of the slaves. Everything is very symbolic here, especially like the 4 cups of wine that you are commanded to drink. But most people, or at least we don't, I don't worry. And this represents the 4 expressions of redemption that God used, so hence 4 cups of wine. And then in the corner, you can see Elijah's cup. And Elijah is a Jewish prophet, and often invited as a guest to Passover. So you always can crack the door open for him and set an extra place or at least a cup in case he comes and brings with him the Messiah. Yeah, and lastly, what I have with me here is matzah. So this is open for anyone to try today at lunch. I'll put it in the atrium. But what it is almost like a cracker. It's unleavened bread because when the Jews were making bread for themselves and they found out that they had the permission to leave Egypt and follow Moses out of the desert, they didn't have time to let their bread rise first, so they took it with them and fled as fast as possible. And that's why we eat matzah, to celebrate this, because it's the flat bread. And also for Passover, there is a tradition where you take the matzah in the middle of the pile and break it in half, and that half is called the afikomen, and you can hide it in the room for the little children to find, and they get a present if they find it. And lastly, what you can and can't eat on Passover. So you cannot eat any wheat, barley, oats, rice, spelt, those very big grains. And you clean the house for all of these chametz, which is these types of grain, before Passover starts. But you can eat, recently they changed this, rice, beans, and corn and lentils. You didn't used to be able to eat those, but now, depending on what type of religion you follow, some do and some don't. But you can eat anything on this list on the left side in order to celebrate the fact that they did not have the risen bread. Yeah, thank you so much. Feel free to try this.
Ooh, I'm short. Thank you, Lauren, for the presentation. We do have important announcements today, so I'm not dismissing you yet. Hornet Jacket chair platforms are due this Friday. Email me with your finished platform when you're done. Hornet Jacket captain platforms are due this upcoming Tuesday. I hope you listened to the wise words of Anna, Martha, and Emmy yesterday. If you have any questions, feel free to email them. Also, email me your platforms when you're done. Folks in the SGA, we are at 20 votes. Yesterday, we were at 18. I feel like you're doing this on purpose. Please vote. Please and thank you. The deadline to sign up for the Stella Yell is Friday. Tomorrow, we'll have a little video to show you guys what it's like, because I feel like you're nervous, and that's why you're not signing up. It's really fun. Like, you get to watch your classmates scream. Like, I know you want to do it. And then today's club meeting is Computer Science Club. Are there any faculty announcements?
Glee Club is Altos today.
Glee Club is Altos today. Any other faculty announcements? Student announcements. Make it snappy.
There is a Black Beauty meeting today, second lunch in the Colby room.
Hi, so we're going to do a Spirit Week next week because of the Red Tail Run. Martha?
Yes. So Monday is crazy makeup day. You come crazy makeup, understand. Tuesday, pajama day, relaxed pajamas. Wednesday, same day, wear anything same. Wear anything same. Some of you actually don't do it. It's fine. Come on, semi. Thursday is Jars Day. I like that. Where it's like Jersey Day. It's Jersey stroke sports day. So you can wear a jersey or you can dress up as a player or anything, just sporty. And then Friday is tropical day. It's like in the beach. Anything, to do with that. Okay, we're done.
Congratulations to the tennis team. We swept our game. Everyone won. Congrats.
Real quick, so thank you to everyone who is submitting art. AV is also thinking about including photography. So if you guys want to include like photographs that you like, feel free to email them to me or Faith. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If you could barely understand those announcements like I could, I'll have them put on the portal. But everyone have a great day and get to class.